You can simply type loud and clear in the chat box. Okay, I can see the thumbs ups already. Fantastic, fantastic. You're all welcome, guys. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nabiant Analytics, and I'm super excited to be here today to drive this session. All right. In the next 1.5 hours, we are going to be learning a whole lot. So if you know anybody who would benefit from a session like this, send them the link, let them join before we go ahead. Welcome once again, and we are about to have a wonderful night. Okay, we're about to have a wonderful session together. All right. So, before we get started, I had confirmed that you can hear me. So, can you actually see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? Confirm. Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Because I want this session to be highly interactive. I want you to pay attention, and so that you can benefit from the session. Who knows what day it is today? Something special is about to happen today. Who can tell me what that special thing is? Take a wild guess. Today is a special day, right? What day is it? I know you're wondering, is there a holiday today? Who can guess what the correct answer is? Today is a Saturday. Don't overthink it, guys. Today is a weekend. Okay, today is a Saturday, and on Saturdays you chill. Okay, especially in the evening, like this. So, you being in this session is also one way to chill. Okay, as you're chilling, you're learning. All right. So we'll get started without any waste of time. Let's get into it. Okay, but before we get started, how many of us are joining my session for the very first time? If this is your first time experiencing a session like this, at Nebiant Analytics, just type first time in the chat box. I want to know. Type first time. Type first time in the chat box. I want to know if this is actually your first time here. Okay, Antonio. Okay, Julius, fantastic. First time, first time. Okay, quite a huge number of first timers. Okay, so I'll just take some time to introduce myself as well as Nebiant Analytics so that we can get to familiarize ourselves before we get into the session. Okay, so my name is Mohammed Suleiman. Like I said, I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Nebiant Analytics. Okay, and I have a wealth of experience in the workspace going very close to a decade now. And I've had the opportunity to work with top firms across the globe. And guess what? For about 4 to 5 years now, I've been working from home. So if you are here today and you've been wanting to get into tech, more so working from home, just type work from home. Let me know. Just type work from home, okay? In the chat box. Let me know that you want to actually work from home as a tech bro or a tech sis. Fantastic. I can see the responses. Fantastic one. I also transitioned into tech. Okay, I had my background in mechanical engineering, but today I call myself a data analyst, a data scientist, and in my current role as a chief operating officer here at Naviant Analytics. Quite an awesome experience for myself. I transitioned into tech. You also can transition into tech, and that brings me to who we are here at Naviant Analytics. Now, in my experience and the experiences of the other experts that we work with here at Naviant Analytics. One of the things we've discovered working with top firms across the globe is that, we've had the opportunity to work with so many white folks. And these are people who also transition into tech. So I started to ask the question, how did you get into tech? And one of the things that stood out for them is that they had access to premium tech training. Guys, listen very carefully. They had access to premium tech training. And when you say premium tech training, it must cover three things. Three things. Number one is that, of course, these three things would come after you've selected a niche. So let's leave that aside first. So, what are the three things a premium tech training program must give you? Number one is real world case studies. You have to work on real world case studies. All right. Number two is that you have to learn soft skills beyond the technical skills. And these skills actually are the ones that land you a job eventually. And number three is that you must benefit from such a tech training program lifetime. So they must have a lifetime service that they give to you. So if any of these three things is missing, then that is not a premium tech training program. And that's exactly what we come here to offer at Nebiant Analytics, especially for Africans, because when you look at the African population, more so Nigerians, it is practically difficult for people like me, people like you, to get into tech, and that's because of the lack of access to premium tech training. Now I'll go ahead and share my screen so we can set this session on the way. How many of us are excited to be here? I need to know you're excited to be here. We're over 100 on the call. We're expecting more than 200 more people to join us. Okay, so who is excited? Who is excited to join us? Who is excited to join us? Who is excited to join us? Fantastic. I am. Okay, I can see quite a lot of people sending in their emojis. Fantastic one. Okay, fantastic one, guys. Fantastic one. Okay. All right, so let's get started. Okay, I'm happy to be here. Brilliant. I don't think there's anybody happier than me right here in this session. Prove me wrong. Okay, I don't think there's anybody on this session that is more excited than myself to be here. Okay, so you have been trying to get hired in tech. Some of you here may already have maybe some experience in tech, or you've been trying to get in tech, or you are totally new. Okay, you are totally new in tech. So what are you doing now, and what should you do differently? That's what we're going to be discussing in today's session. Okay, so I need you again to send the link of this session to anyone who you think would benefit from tonight's session. Okay, send it so that these people can also benefit, and they will thank you for that later. Okay, so if you are just joining us, you're welcome. I can see quite a lot of people are just joining. You're welcome once again. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, and this is Nebiant Analytics. Tonight, we're going to be getting into some of the things you're doing wrong trying to get into tech, and also what you need to do differently. But for you to be here, you are thinking about tech. But let's confirm one more time. Type in the chat tech if you have been trying to get into tech. Type tech in the chat if you actually have been trying to get into tech. Okay, so I want to speak specifically to those people. All right, if you've been trying to get into tech, or if you've thought about getting into tech, okay, type tech in the chat. And while this session is going on, one of my team members would be in the chat box, and they would post the attendance form. They'll post the attendance form. So ensure to click on that blue link. You see it's a blue link. My team member Inquiries Nebiant. You see them posting the attendance form in the chat. Once you fill that form, you gain access to my slides as well as the recording of this session once available after the session. You don't want to miss that. Okay, my slides are fully packed and with a lot of value. So ensure to fill out that particular form so that you gain access. So I've already introduced myself, so I won't bother going over this again. Okay, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can search my name on LinkedIn, and connect with me. I'll be happy to connect with all of you. I've also introduced Nebiant Analytics for those of us who are just joining. Nebiant Analytics is a premium ed tech firm that helps Africans get into tech through premium tech training. All right. We have specifically handpicked 3 career paths: data analytics, data science, and business analysis. And by the time we get into the session, you would see why we chose those career paths to help Africans transition. And we'll be working with top experts in the industry across Africa on real-world projects that get you skilled. So this is a summary of what we do here at Nebiant Analytics. Now, we are getting into the real thing for today. Our roadmap for today would cover these 4 aspects. Number 1 is what do most people do when they want to get into tech? Most people, what do they do when they want to get into tech? Then I'm also going to tell you how I got into tech, specifically how I got a US-based remote job without even leaving Lagos. Okay, and then I'll go on to talk about our extra layered support and some of our success stories. Remember that I said that if you want to get into tech, it is not just the technical aspect that we are looking at. Okay, it also goes beyond that, and you need some career support. So we'll talk about that, and then I'll make a special announcement at the end of the session. And after that, I would have a question and answer session. So if you want to ask me any question, just note it down. At the end of the session, you would have that opportunity to ask me the question. Okay, how many of us are excited? I mean, type yeah in the chat. Type yeah in the chat if you are actually excited to be here. Okay, if you are excited to be here. All right, fantastic. Great. All right, fantastic one, guys. Now let's get into it. Okay, so what do most people do? That's the question. What do most people do? So let's look at it. Most people, they pick up a skill or a tool. I mean, I did this back then. Okay, I started out with Python, thinking, you know what, Python is cool. I mean, I was already feeling like a tech bro because I was learning Python. Okay, and I was there learning, and I was just learning. I achieved nothing but just learning. That's not why you want to get into. That's not why you want to get into tech. You don't want to get into tech because of the fun of it. I mean, we all want to make ends meet, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Maybe you want to get into tech for the fun of it, but as for most people that I've met, and even myself, the reason I got into tech was to ensure that ends meet. How many of us have that same goal? So let me know in the chat if you have the same goal. Now, what most people do is they get a skill, okay? They start learning a skill without even making much research about it. Just, oh, this is cool. I start learning it, okay? And most people think that they have to spend 12 months, a year plus, okay, getting into tech. That's the first thing they do. Now, after that, what do? They get a CV format. Oh, this is a perfect CV format for this role. And then they start using that to apply to every single job out there. Oh, I did it, so I'm not throwing shades at you. It was myself included. Okay, so you apply to jobs out there, multitude of the jobs with the same CV. Of course, it's your CV. So, I mean, what's Mohammed talking about, right? Don't worry, stick with me. You understand exactly what I'm saying. Now, what's the result for most people after this? They end up not getting a job, okay? And then you start having this feeling that, look, tech is not for me. I mean, I've tried everything I can. It's impossible to get into tech. Tech is for smart people. How many of you believe this? That, oh, tech is small, it's for the smartest people. And you know, in fact, the way tech bros look, when if you look at me, you see my face cap, you see my glasses, you know, I'm looking techy, I look like the smartest person in the room. Now, the thing is this, yeah, it is not for the smartest people alone. Tech is actually for everyone if you do it right. But let's get into it, okay? Uh, the practically think that it is impossible. I was there before. I thought it was impossible to get into tech. Look, this is not for me. Let's do something else, right? And that's the point where they give up. Okay. And if for any reason they get remotivated, they come through this cycle over and over again. So, in my own experience, it was a loop. So, I started learning Python, I ended up giving up. I started over again, I gave up again, I started over again. I can't count how many times I got remotivated only to get back into giving up. So, if this sounds like you, type a capital letter yes in the chat box. If what I've said sounds like, look, I have passed through something similar like this, or I am passing through something similar like this, type a capital yes in the chat box. Because now I am about to give you what you need. I'll give you what you need right now. Okay, and you won't need any other session after this to be able to make the decision that, look, Mohammed, this is what I need right now. Okay, so let's get into what you need to do. Now, there were three things that I did. Oh, somebody typed yes, yes, yes 3 times. Fantastic one, Uzamaka. And Uzamaka, I'll be looking out for you. Now, the thing is this, most people have tried so many things. I mean, you registered for a training program, you felt like you're going to learn something, and it feels like you are learning something. But the truth is this, don't forget that you are an absolute beginner. You are a beginner. So anybody can come and stand in front of you with something you don't know, make you feel like you're going to be learning something. You feel like you're going to be learning something, but guess what? They say the end justifies the means. So if at the end of the day, you are back to square one, can you say you've learned something? Maybe you still argue that you learned something, but if it is not giving you results, what's the point? So here are 3 things that I did. And if you do these 3 things, you will have only one result. And that result is you'll get into tech. It's a guarantee. So let's get into it. Now, the first thing you want to do is you need to learn this career hack. Okay? Not until I got to know about it back in the days. Okay? Before I got set free from, the loop that I found myself. All right? So, Derek, don't worry. You have a problem learning online. Don't worry, you are learning online already. So experience this, please. Now, I learned this particular hack. What was the hack? Tech recruiters abroad are looking for cheap labor. Have you ever heard anything around cheap labor before? Maybe outside of tech or something. Cheap labor. Do you know what cheap labor is? You want to hire somebody with the right set of skill, but you want to pay them substantially lower than usual. That is what cheap labor is. Are you with me, guys? Am I making sense here? I need to know I'm making sense, guys. I need to know that I am making sense. Fantastic. Now, how do they get this cheap labor? First, I want you to guess. How much do you think is cheap? And when you are guessing the amount, I want you to add a time clause to it. Per year, is it per hour, is it per month? How much do you think this cheap labor that tech recruiters abroad are looking to get? How much do you think they want to pay them, maybe per hour or per month or per year? So type in the chat. Let me see what your responses are. And as you are typing, I still want you to, concentrate on what I am presenting. Okay, I still want you to concentrate on what I'm presenting because I'm about to make a lot of sense. All right. So now, these tech recruiters, okay, they know this information. The information is this. And guys, the attendance form is in the chat box. So please click on the link, fill out the attendance form. Okay, fill out the attendance form. So somebody saying $1,000 per month. Somebody saying 10K per month. Somebody saying 1K. Is it per hour? Is it per month? $5 per hour. Fantastic. I can see all of the discrepancies in your range. But what you're telling me now, is it based on fact? Did you research it? Okay, are you sure that's cheap labor? Okay, somebody was very close to the answer. All right, so let's look at what I have on my screen. Now, tech professionals who are based abroad get paid an average of around 3,500 US dollars on a monthly basis. All right, on a monthly basis, they get paid this kind of money. Now, for those who are also abroad, listen to me carefully, guys. Okay, don't get carried away. Listen to me carefully. For those there are some Africans like me and you that are abroad, but they are not in tech. Okay, guess what they do? They do the menial jobs, like working in the factory, care job. And this is no disrespect to people who are in this area. Okay, so but this is the reality. So let's be real. All right. So they get paid. These people who are doing menial jobs, which are most Africans, this is the case for most Africans abroad, they get paid around $950 on a monthly average. While this may sound like something substantial, it only carries them through their monthly bills because they are living abroad. Okay, so here is the thing. Recruiters understand that, look, tech professionals are meant to be paid $3,500 per month, right? How about we get tech professionals that we can actually pay $950 per month? Do you think that's possible? So these tech recruiters want tech talent that they can pay $950 per month. How do they do it? What did they find out? They found out that, look, if we start to look into African talent, this can be possible. So let's do a quick mathematics. $950 per month if you are living in Nigeria. How much is it in Naira on a monthly basis? And when you've done your mathematics, I want you to tell me, does that sound like a good salary to you living in Nigeria? Do your mathematics quickly. I'll give you 1 minute. And also fill out the attendance form, please, guys. Okay, fill out the attendance form so that you can get my slides as well as the recording of this session. Somebody says 1.3 million and says yes, it's a fantastic salary. Somebody says 1.520, 1.5, 1.5, 1.3. Okay, let's see more. Who is doing the mathematics? Who else? Let's see. Some people say 1.5, some people say 1.3. Some people say the attendance form on Miss Summer is right above your message. So just click on that link and fill it out. 1.52, 1.5. So whether it is 1.3 or it is 1.5 or it is 1.9, whatever you think it is it a good salary for you? Yes or no? It's a yes or no. I want now. Is it a good salary for you living in Nigeria? Yes or no? Now, guess what? Only few people earn that salary working in Nigeria. Okay, for you to be earning that salary, you are either a top level manager. Okay, somebody says it's not a good salary for them. Please, you can leave this call if it's not a good salary for you. All right. So now the thing is this, guys. You're not supposed to be, if it's not a good salary for you, then there's nothing you're looking for here, please. Okay. So now the thing is this. Only top level senior management team members earn that kind of monthly pay. Are you with me? So only senior team members earn that kind of monthly pay, and these people are very close to their retirement. So even if you are close to your retirement and you're listening to me, or you are early in your career and you're listening to me right now, of course, 1.3 million or 1.5 million or 1.9 million is a fantastic money for you to earn on a monthly basis. So if that is the case, all right, if that is the case, then you just need to tick the box of being that African talent that these tech recruiters are looking for. So that is the first thing you must know. All right. So when I learned this, it became easy for me to be able to streamline my actions, especially around what a career path to go for, how I can become visible to these tech recruiters, because that's another thing to be discussed. Are you with me? Again, the attendance form is in the chat box. You see one of my team members posting it. It's a link, click on it, fill it out. You get my slides and the recording of night session. So let's go ahead, guys. You can see these platforms: LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Upwork, Indeed, Remote Code, Maze, ZipRecruiter, Built-in, Well-Found, formerly known as Angel List. These are some of the platforms where you can get visible to recruiters, and there are even more of them. Okay, uh, so that is the first aspect. All right. So now the next thing for you to do as an African is you need to be strategic about the career paths that you are looking for, because you don't want to end up learning something and then you are up against Indians, you're competing against Indians for the same piece of meat. Do you want to end up in that situation? Do you want to end up in such a situation? I've been there before. It's not nice. You don't want to be there. It's time consuming. It's gonna zap. It's gonna zap your energy. You won't feel good at all. Okay. So now, what career paths do you choose as an African so that you can give yourself a practical, realistic chance to actually getting into tech? Okay. So Igwe, please fill out the attendance form. Don't type it in the chat. Fill it out. It's a form. You can see a link in the chat. Click on it to fill it out. Okay. Click on it to fill it out. Okay. I would have it sent to the community as well, so that you can fill it out. So if you are in the WhatsApp community, okay, and you are here, I would have it sent out. Okay, I would have it sent out there. All right, I have it sent out there. Okay, so guys, give me a second. Okay, so we'll send the attendance also to the community. So if you are there, you can actually still click on it and fill it out. So now, guys, the second thing you need to do is to choose a career path, because if you are not strategic about the niche that you want to get into, you would end up competing against Indians. You waste your time, waste your energy. At this age, at this time of your life, that's not what you want to find yourself into. All right. So you don't want to find yourself in such a situation. Okay. I've been there before. Now, just 2 months before I got into tech, and I love to make reference to this time frame because this was the moment I met my mentor. Okay, just the way you are meeting me. I met my mentor and we got discussing. And then he said, "What are you doing now?" Okay, at the time, I was fixing cars. Let's not sugarcoat it. I was a mechanic. Okay, so as at that point, I've tried to get into tech. Okay, because I knew that, look, what I was currently doing as at the time is not what I want to do for the long term. So I started, looking outside, trying to try out options. Okay. So what I did was I spoke to him, and then he told me that, look, if you are an African trying to get into tech, the top 3 career paths you should be looking at are data analytics, data science, or business analysis. data analytics, data science, or business analysis. And like any logical human being would ask, I asked, why? Why? Why data analytics, data science, or business analysis? And he told me, very good question. Number one is it's easy to learn. Now, compared to other career paths, I saw somebody saying software engineering, cybersecurity analyst, data engineering, web developer. These career paths are easier to learn, especially for an average African, average Nigerian. Whether you are a stay-at-home mom, or you currently work 9 to 5, or you have a degree, or you don't have a degree, you're fresh out of school, whatever the case is, for an average Nigerian, an average African, you can jump on this and learn it to a point where you can say, I know this thing, I know how to do it. Okay. Like I said, I'll answer questions later. Financial analytics is an offshoot of data analytics. Okay, we'll get there, Julius. Just calm down. All right. Now, it is also easy to transition, and this is not just word of mouth. It is easy to transition because as of right now, if you go on LinkedIn, you have nothing less than 15,000 open roles for data analysis alone. Now, if you add data science and business analysis to it, as of right now, the job vacancies around EMEA, which is the region you should be looking at for remote jobs, Europe, Middle East, and Africa combined, you have nothing less than 50,000 open roles, 50,000 job vacancies. Let me say it like that so that you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm talking about data analytics, data science, business analysis. Izu Emmanuel. So it is easy to transition because the opportunities are out there. Companies are looking for people who can do this job, and recruiters are specifically looking for cheap labor. They are targeting Africa. So all you need now is that skill, but you need to understand why you need to learn the skill. Okay, and last but not the least, I mean, we all agreed that 1.3 million, or some people say 1.5 million, whatever the case may be, is a great salary for yourself, especially in this economy in this time. Is that correct, guys? Is that correct? So these career paths give you fantastic salary projections. And one experience I love to share is this. I was in an interview. In fact, it was an Indian that interviewed me for that particular job, Micro1.ai. You can check the company out. Okay, Micro1.ai. Check them out. All right, for opportunities. So I was interviewing for a role, and we got to the salary aspect. And what I had in mind was to ask them for $20 per hour, working 40 hours per week, 5 days, 5 days, okay, in a week. You can do the mathematics, what that is per month, okay? But that was my projection, $20 per hour. If you do the mathematics, you're likely going to see that it's very good, it's a very good projection for myself. But when I asked them that, oh, what's the salary, budget for the role, they told me upwards of $40 per hour, straight up 2 times what I had in mind. So such is the opportunity that you have, okay, in the tech space. All right, let's move ahead because this is not all, guys. So the Future of Jobs report, okay, for the year 2025, and the Future of Jobs report is done by the World Economic Forum. It's a gathering, a combination of top politicians in the world, billionaires in dollars, and captains of industries across the globe. They come together to discuss what the future of jobs look like. And specifically for data analytics, data science, business analysis, these jobs are projected to grow by another 30 to 35% between now and the year 2030. Remember, I said that right now you have nothing less than 50,000 job openings. That number, 50,000, is projected to grow by an additional 30 to 35% between now and the year 2030. So how do you want to benefit from that? That's the question I need you to be asking yourself right now. And I've included a link of the report here. Okay, about 300 pages, fully detailed. Once you get my slide, please click on this link so that you can look at the reports by yourself as well. So we've discussed the first and second thing to do. You've learned the hack. You've done the first thing, ready. The second thing is you need to choose a niche. Okay. You need to choose, you need to understand where the opportunities are. So what's the third thing that we'll do today? So the third thing is to build a portfolio of projects and also put yourself out there. If you don't have a proof of work, okay, if you do not have a proof of work, you can't show. They say show workings. Can you show your workings? Okay, you remember back in primary school when you're solving mathematics, they'll say show your workings. Why do you think your teacher is asking you to show your workings? It is proof that you did not copy. Okay. All right, so you need to show what you've been able to do, build a portfolio, package it so that these recruiters can see it and get in touch with you. So you need to work on real world projects. That's the third thing you have to do if you want to get into the tech space. So now I want us to go back to that number 2 thing, which is selecting a niche. So are you interested in, let's look at the 3 career paths. What are the differences, similarities, and the likes? And then choose one for yourself. Okay, so that the only thing you need to be thinking about is how to build a portfolio and the likes. Because I know some of you may not know the differences between data analytics, data science, business analysis. How many of you are interested in knowing the differences between all 3? So we get into that within the next 15 minutes, and then we choose one for you before we go ahead with the session. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I can see your reactions. Fantastic. Okay, let's get straight into it then. Now, what's the job of a data analyst? I love, and I want you to listen carefully, please. Please listen carefully. Somebody said, can I work for 2 companies? At some point, I was working for 3 companies. Okay. At some point in my career, I was working for 3 companies. Okay. There's a way you can do it. Stick around. Okay. If you're the one that asked that question. Now, what is the job of a data analyst? Now, guys, I love to call the data analyst. Please pay attention. Pay attention, please. I love to call the data analyst the storytellers. And that's because they tell stories. Now, as a data analyst, your job is to get into an organization, get hold of the records that they've kept over time, and summarize it. Now, when you summarize it in form of charts and visuals and reports, you are able to tell the organization, oh, last year, last month, last week, this was what we did in terms of sales. This was what we did in terms of customer acquisition. This was what happened in the company in terms of our cost of production. Okay, so you can tell stories using charts and visuals, and that's your job as a data analyst. Now, this is high-level explanation. Let me explain it in a simple form so that you will not need to ask questions around, oh, what's the difference again? You will never need that again as long as you pay attention tonight. Now, let's go into some of the details. In the world of analytics, you have 4 types. You have descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive analytics. Now, the job of a data analyst hovers around the first 2 types of analytics. The first 2 types of analytics, descriptive and diagnostic analytics, form the job of the data analyst. So the data analyst will describe what happened, and then they also diagnose and tell the organization why those things that happened. Am I making sense, guys? So they not just tell stories, explain why those things happen, not of their own whim, but of the data, what the data says. Okay, so are we together, guys? So as a data analyst, this is going to be your job. And for you to be successful as a data analyst, okay, for you to be successful as a data analyst, you need to know these tools: Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, Looker Studio, and ChatGPT. Now, guys, you go to some training programs, they'll teach you just Power BI, they'll teach you just Excel. And guess what? That would have been enough. Okay, in fact, it is enough. All right, but you don't want to make it unnecessarily hard for yourself to get into the tech space, right? You want to get all the advantage that you can. Now, guess what? When a tech recruiter sees that you have these three tools combined, automatically you are a hot cake. And let me explain why. You see these three tools that I circled, Power BI, Tableau, and Looker Studio. They are all used for business intelligence and data visualization. Most recruiters would require you to just know one of those three. Now, the fact that you know the three and you not just know them, you have proof that you know them. I mean, you worked on projects with them, right? You are a hotcake you are automatically, okay, you are a hotcake. So I will give you these here Deviance Analytics for the data analytics program so that you can get ahead of the competition. So if you want to be successful, this is how you do it. All right, let's move ahead. Now, what about the data scientist? I love to call, who can remind me what I call the data analyst? Let me know if you are following. What was the nickname I called the data analyst again? Let me even know if we are following. Well, what did I call the data analyst? Storyteller. Fantastic. You guys are brilliant. Okay. Intelligent people on the call. Fantastic one. You are following. Now I can confirm you are following. Brilliant one. I love to call the data scientists as what? I love to call them the inventor. And that's because they build stuff. Okay, so you build stuff as a data scientist. But let's put this into perspective. Now that we understand the job of a data analyst, I beg your pardon, guys. Now that we understand the job of a data analyst, okay, how does that compare to the job of a data scientist? Remember, I said we have 4 types of analytics, right? And that the first 2 types were for the data analyst. Guess what? The second 2, which are predictive and prescriptive analytics, that forms the job of a data scientist. Clap for me, guys. That forms the job of a data scientist. So, as a data scientist, you go into an organization to help them predict into the future and tell them what is likely going to happen. Organizations love to do projections so that they can take advantage of what is likely going to happen and reposition themselves for that eventuality. Guys, fill out the attendance form, click on the link in the chat, fill out the attendance form so that you can get my slides as well as the recording of this session. Okay, do that right now. Okay, do that right now if you haven't done that already. Okay, do that right now if you haven't done that already. My team member is posting it, so don't miss out. Let's get into it. As a data scientist, your job is to build predictive models that help the organization to predict what's likely going to happen and also interpret the results and tell them, oh, this is what you need to do to ensure that that thing does not happen, or this is what you need to do to ensure that that thing happens. Because it can go 2 ways. It's either what you predicted, you like it, okay, now you have to work towards it, or what you predicted, you don't like it as an organization and you want to change it. Okay, so your actions today will then determine how that will play out. That's your job as a data scientist. Now, to be successful as a data scientist, okay, you need to know these tools. You need to know how to use Excel, SQL, Tableau, which is a data visualization tool, Python, GitHub, and ChatGPT. Okay, now most people will just teach you Python and say you should go, and that's enough. Okay, but again, for us at Nebiant Analytics, it's not just to teach you the barest minimum, but it is to give you what would give you an edge in the competition. So whenever a recruiter is looking for a data scientist, of course they need a data scientist to know how to use Python. But the moment they see these three tools, most of them, remember I said cheap labor. Some of them will say, look, we were looking for a data analyst and a data scientist, but we see that what you have, okay, you can function as both. Some of them will tell you this, especially if you're an African, so don't be shocked. Okay, even if ideally, as a data scientist, all right, your job is your job is beyond the data analyst's job. You are not meant to function as a data analyst. Some of them want to take advantage. Okay, so we give you that ability to do that using these tools that we teach you here at Nebiant Analytics. Okay, now having said that, how about the business analyst? So I called the data analyst as what? The storytellers. And then I called the data scientist as what? Um, the inventors, right? Because they build predictive models that actually do the prediction and then they interpret the results and then tell the organization what to and what not to do. Okay. Please, inquiries, Nebiant, post the attendance. Again, you can see the attendance right now in the chat. Click on the blue link and you fill it out. Okay, whoever is asking for the attendance, click on that blue link you can see in the chat and fill it out. Okay, and fill it out. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, I love to call the business analysts as what? The translator. The translator. How many of you have seen a translator at work before? How many of you have seen the translator at work before? So a typical translator would mediate between two people who want to, deal with each other, but they do not understand is a common language. But here is the translator. The translator understands both language and is able to ensure that communication happens between both parties. Am I making sense? Am I making sense? I'm making sense. So the business analyst ensures that both parties are able to communicate. Now, how does this play out? As a business analyst, if you want to be successful, there are things you need to know how to do. Okay. Before I go into the tools, you need to know how to, of course, you have these three tools, and I want you to look at them very well: Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Now, these tools are actually data analytics tools, these first three that I'm circling. And the reason we included that in the business analysis program is because recruiters these days now require business analysts to be able to handle data to a reasonable extent. Maybe not as deep as a data analyst, but to a reasonable extent. For that reason, we included Excel, SQL, and Power BI in our curriculum. Now, beyond these, okay, all right, beyond these, you need to know how to do process mapping using Miro. So you go into an organization, you map out their process using diagrams, using on Miro, as well as Draw.io. You also get to use Jira to manage your team. Because the truth about the job of a business analyst rather is that the company wants to achieve a goal. Say, for example, you are hired as a business analyst for Jumia. How many of you use Jumia? I still ordered something and picked it up today. How many of you use Jumia? Fantastic. So now you are hired as a business analyst at Jumia. Jumia tells you, you know what? Around Lagos, we deliver our products to customers within 1 week. We want you to help us reduce that to 4 days on average within the first 3 months of employment. As a business analyst, the very first thing you want to do is to understand what they currently do. And for you to effectively understand that, you need to draw what you call a process map, okay, of what they currently do. And then um, you also draw a process map of what they should do to be able to achieve that 3 day or 4 day average. Okay. Now you use Miro and Draw.io to do that. Now, for you to understand their process, there are stakeholders. Okay. And these stakeholders could be technical or non-technical. To manage stakeholders or your team members, you need to use Jira. Okay, to collaborate with them, you need to use Azure DevOps. It's a cloud-based tool that you need to know as a business analyst to be able to function. And of course, you see that in our data analytics, data science, and even our business analysis program, you have the chat GPT there. We are in the world of AI. So if your plan is to ignore AI in this journey of yours, you're on a long thing. So we included AI in your training program so that you can get to familiarize yourself and see how professionals, we as professionals, use AI tools to 10x our productivity. So a task that would have taken 3 hours, you do it under 10 minutes using the help of AI and co-pilots. So this is how you get successful as a business analyst. And now you've seen clearly how each of these career paths differ and what they really are. So now tell me, which of them do you want to get into? And this is the point you want to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. So fill it out if you haven't already. Now, if you chose something else before and now you want to change your mind, but you filled the form already, you don't need to fill again. But just tell me in the chat, what do you want to go for? Do you want to be a storyteller, or you want to be the inventor, or you want to be a translator? Okay, which one do you want to go for? Which one do you want to go for? You want to be a data analyst, a data scientist, or a business analyst? That's what I meant. Okay, I want to be a storyteller. Okay, fantastic. Meaning they want to be a data analyst. Or somebody said I want to be a translator. Fantastic. Don't tell me all of the above, please. And this is what I talk about. Don't tell me all of the above. Choose one and start first. We're not doing this for the fun of it, guys. We want to get someone. So choose one and start, but then you can go into others later on after getting the job in that one you choose first. So that's how to do it. So don't tell me all of the above. I won't take that from you. So now, while you're telling me, and of course, I want to believe you filled out the form already. Okay, if you haven't, please look out for the form in the chat box to fill it out. Now, you have chosen the career path that you need. Guess who else did the same thing you guys have just done? Esther and Mary. These are some of our participants. They joined us and they have gotten jobs working from zero experience to working in tech. How cool is that? Esther. Esther currently works as a monitoring and evaluations analyst at Power Nigeria after she joined our data analytics program here at Nebiant Analytics. And on the other hand, on the right-hand side, you have Mary. Mary joined our program and she got an internship role with Soroko Foundations in Ghana. And guess what? She was selected as one of the 2 people for the role out of 3,000 participants who applied. So how do you stand out? How do you stand out from the pack like these people? Now, I want you to quickly listen to them, okay? You will listen to them now in a short while, all right? And they got more than just the technical aspects, but I want to announce Kafilat. Kafilat joined our business analysis program in February, okay? And Kafilat currently is now certified as a business analysis professional by the IIBA. This is the highest certificate, okay? It's the CBAP certificate issued by the IIBA that you can ever get as a business analyst. Okay, and if you are a business analyst, all right, with this certificate, you don't even need to apply to jobs anymore. The jobs will come looking for you. All right. So she recently got this, I think about 2 days ago, and she shared with us. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna share this with you in this particular session. Okay. And there are so many other people who have gotten jobs. Naomi. All right. Naomi joined our program, our business analysis program as well. And guess what? Her company was trying to relegate her, but to cut the long story short, they ended up creating a new department for her, and they asked her to lead that department. And she asked them, "Oh, let me think about it." They said, "No, don't think about it." She asked them, "Okay, are you going to train me?" They said, "We train you. We see what you are doing on LinkedIn. We see what you are doing on LinkedIn. You are the one who train others." And that was her own story. Okay. So, and when we tell people, show your workings, don't say, "Oh, I'm just starting out. Oh, I'm just starting. Let me be perfect first." You are wasting your time. So put it out there. Naomi did it. You can do it too. Okay. So let us quickly listen to one of the participants that got a job. Okay. I'll listen to her, and then after we have listened to her, I would then want us to talk about some of the things that are outside what I have shared with you now, that you need to know that actually get you the job. Because guess what? Yes, I said that if you want to be successful as a data analyst, there are some certain tools you need to learn. If you want to be successful as a data scientist, there are some certain tools you need to learn. Likewise, as a business analyst. But is that all? No, that is not. Okay, and these are the mistakes beginners make. You think that it's only the technical tools you need to learn. It's not only the technical tools. There are more things you need to learn to be successful in the career path you choose. So let's take 10 minutes to listen to you know Esther and Mary. Okay, and from there we will go ahead. Please confirm you can actually see my screen. Confirm you can see my screen still, so that you can hear them speak. Okay, so you're going to listen to them, and you'd hear them speak. Okay, in a little bit. You'd hear them speak in a little bit. So let's go ahead and listen. Yeah, hello, Mary. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
I'm also fine.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah, about my experience. Last year I completed my national service. In Ghana. So the national service is like the NYSC period. And I knew where I was working wouldn't be picked after the service. I decided to upskill because that was the only way that would help me stand out. So through the experience I got from Nivians, I got to hear of it from Instagram. Yes. So I've been following you from, it was from a finance guy on Instagram, she the assistant. So he posted something about remote work, and then I was reading through the comment sections, and then I saw someone recommend Nivians, and then I saw the text from them. Then I decided to text and then join the program. So I joined in December, and during the period, the courses were really well taught. And the tutors today were very, very experienced and humble and really, really knowledgeable. And they had time for it too. So if you couldn't understand something taught in class, you could ask, and then they will take you through it very well. Aside from that, throughout the week, you can text them. They will help you out with your problems if you have issues. And at a point, sometimes it felt overwhelming. I felt like it was too much. So I did text one of the tutors, and then she gave me a heads up and was like, it's normal. It's a bit normal for you to feel that way. So she helped me out, and then I got back on track. So initially I was dealing with imposter syndrome too, because I felt I wasn't good enough to apply for jobs. So for a while I wasn't applying, but then in May, yeah, late April and then May, I decided that now I had to apply for jobs because I was just staying at home. So I started applying, and then the CV formats that we were given, I used that CV format, and then with the projects that I had built, I just used them and then started applying. And luckily for me, it's like most of the jobs that I applied with that CV format and my skills, I got an interview for them. The first one that I applied, which was Sonko Academy, and I got an interview. I went, and then later on they called that I had been accepted, so I was supposed to start work. So I started work last week Monday, and if it was there that I realized that they said that for the role that they were
sorry, Mary. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Okay, I beg your pardon. So when did you say you started again? I want everybody to hear when did you say this?
I started last week Monday.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so so far, yeah, we've been working on data, huge data sets. We've been cleaning, and hopefully by next week we'll be done cleaning, and then we'll start with the analysis. And it was there that I realized we were told that the number of people who applied for that position, it was a lot, like over 3,000.
Over 3,000.
Over 3,000 people. So it was at that point I was like, hey, I think it's the CV formats that, like, I don't know, put me in or something, because for over 3,000 people, and then they just needed to...
How is it possible that it is you they picked, right?
Really? How? It was just 2 people that they needed to. So I was shocked, but I didn't let them know. And the other 2 interviews, whenever I go for it, they ask me if it's like they're fascinated about the skills, especially with the Excel and then Power BI. So mostly they will be asking, oh, how confident are you in Power BI? So I realized that Power BI is kind of like necessary in almost all the companies for reporting. So the moment they see that you have some skills in those tools, they are so keen to like have you, and then just to take you in for the job. So far I'm still I've still been called for interviews, and I even have an upcoming interview to go for right now. But then I've accepted the other job soon. Yeah.
These jobs, yeah. Fantastic one, Mary. So guys, you can hear Mary. Mary started this Monday a new role, and she's already applying the things that she learned in class. She's also actively applying, but she just told us that she's going to drop those ones. Okay, so but if Mary still needs help in the interviews that she has, Mary knows where to go. She can come to Nebiant and would help her at no extra cost. So Mary, what advice do you want to give the people before I let you go? What advice would you give?
Okay, I would say that the imposter syndrome, you have it. Like whether I don't know, for some people maybe they might not have it, but then with me I had it. But it shouldn't stop you from applying. It shouldn't. And even if you do not get a job offer, the interview, I feel the interview gives you confidence. Like when you go, you now know what to expect from them, what questions to expect, and then prepare well for. And then when you go for the interview, to just be confident, like be really, really confident. Even if you have no idea of what they said, try to maneuver around the question, and then just add confidence to it. And I think it will help you. And apply any job, any analyst position you see, apply. Be it internship, be it contract, Don't say, oh, it's not in my field. Maybe I'm new, so I can't apply. Apply. Just apply. You'd see that at a point you realize that the interviews will just be coming. It will just be coming, and then you go for the one that you feel like you want.
Fantastic. Mary, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
So, and I want to tell you one thing before I let you go, Mary. That
Thank
if you have any issues on the job, I'm sure you know that you can always ask. You can always come back, to
Yeah.
get help from us.
Yes.
So, so that's fantastic. So that was Mary. Okay, you heard from me. So that was Mary that you people heard from. Okay, I would have loved that you also hear from Esther, but because of time, okay, I'm eager to show you. I'm eager to show you exactly what they got extra. So they got something more than just the technical aspect of the training. So let me show you what that thing was. Okay, allow me to show you very quickly what that thing was, because I said that, look, if you learn just the technical skills alone, it is not enough. Okay, if you stop there, it is not enough. This was Naomi. Okay, and there are so many other people that have benefited from our program, not just Naomi, Esther, and Mary. We have Grace. Her company tried to ignore her. She worked for a very popular bank. If I call the name of the bank, you all know it. She worked for a very popular bank in Nigeria. They saw her upskilling. They did as if they did not see it until she came and told them that she had an offer from another company. What did they do? They immediately promoted her, increased her salary. Then she went back to the recruiter and told them that, look, this is what happened. I've been promoted and my salary has been increased in my current place. Guess what they did? They sent her another offer. They increased what they were giving her. And at that point, it was no longer difficult for her to make her decision. So, long story short, rather, that was Grace's story. We still have Lebura Alawale. Lebura Alawale is fascinating. Let me tell you why her story is fascinating. Lebura Alawale had in mind that, look, I will join Aviant Analytics, and if they say do A, I will do A. If they say do B, I will do B. She posted this particular dashboard. Meanwhile, this is Microsoft Excel. This is an Excel dashboard. She posted this dashboard on LinkedIn, and this was just 3 weeks into her training program. Yes, you guessed right. She got the job. Okay. A recruiter reached out to her on LinkedIn. Oh, I like what you do. Do you mind, we speaking about one of our vacancies? And that was her story. After that, she had many other gigs from Canada, from the US, working remotely from Nigeria. Okay, 3 weeks, less than a month into the program. So that is these are the opportunities you can give yourself. Okay, and like I said, we have the extra layered employability support, and this is the aspect that is beyond the technical training that you also need to be able to land yourself a tech job, in due time. Now, what does this entail? It covers weekly guidance and mentorship. It also covers CV assessment and job matching. Now, CV assessment and job matching helps you to be able to tailor your CV to a specific job. What does that mean? It means that if you are applying for 10 jobs, you need to apply with 10 different CVs. It sounds like a lot of work, but guess what? Job matching can be done with AI, and you can do it a whole lot faster. And the changes you are making will be effective because your CV is already a data analyst or a data scientist or a business analyst CV, right? So all you need to do is to make those subtle changes that are specific to that job at that point in time that you're applying to. Am I making sense, guys? So you get to learn the CV assessment and job matching. Now, you also get to learn what we call LinkedIn profile revamp. LinkedIn profile revamp. Okay, LinkedIn profile revamp. Now, LinkedIn is a platform where you get to showcase your skills. Let me put it in simple terms. That is the platform where you get to show your workings, and then recruiters are able to see you and reach out to you. Okay, so that is it. Then you have Upwork. Upwork is a platform where you can do freelancing. You want to work remotely for organizations in the US. We help you set up an Upwork profile. And on Upwork, your CV is useless. You don't need your CV on Upwork. What you need is what? Guess what you need on Upwork? If your CV is useless on Upwork, what do you need on Upwork? Who wants to guess? Your portfolio, show workings. That's what they need on Upwork. Okay, that's what is needed on Upwork, your portfolio. All right. So, and this is where it gets interesting. At Nebiat Analytics, we understand not GitHub. Say it is not GitHub. A lot of data scientists, when you ask for their portfolio, they say they GitHub. A recruiter is this is HR. You're dealing with HR. Nobody has time to crack your codes. They want to easily see what you've done. Okay, and that's why the portfolio I'm talking about goes beyond GitHub. It's a website portfolio. Don't worry, if I have the time, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now beyond all of these things, it gets interesting. You gain access to a lifetime interview preparation. Okay, a lifetime interview preparation. All right, meaning once you join us, anytime you have an interview, even after your program has ended officially at Nebiat Analytics, we still get to prepare you ahead of that interview. You also have a lifetime access to all your training materials. You also have a 1-month internship and a lifetime access to recommendation letters. As if that is not enough, you still have a lifetime access to our alumni mentorship. Now, tell me, if the lifetime access that we give here at Nebiat Analytics is the only thing we offer, isn't that enough for you to leverage and give yourself a practical chance of getting into tech? Won't that be enough? Okay, so we do this because we don't want to wait for you to ask. We know that you need it, so why not give it to you from the get-go? So these are the things that we give to you and ensure that you get your results. Now, this is Helene Okai. I want you to meet Helene Okai. Helene Okai, let's cut the long story short because of time. Helene Okai got an offer for a junior marketing analyst role, and in the email they sent to her, they asked her to provide a letter-headed recommendation letter from a previous employer. Now, she came to us, and because she did one of the things we asked her to do, which is she included Nebiat Analytics as her current experience. So she had that liberty of coming back to us to ask for a recommendation letter. And guess what? I was the one who prepared her recommendation letter for her, and you needed to see how fantastic it was. So, and the program itself, because you may be wondering, you have questions, it's a 3-month journey, and after that you have a 1-month internship, meaning it is a 4-month program in total. It's 100% online, and the reason we do it online is simple. Okay, we're able to reach Africans across Africa easily without having logistics being the issue. We also outsource your experts who get to work with you from across Africa. So we are not confined to some local experts within a very small town somewhere in Lagos. No, that's not the case for us. We outsource your experts from across Africa, so we get the best hands for you to work with. The program happens during the weekend. Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You have an instructor, just the way I am on the call now. They'll be with you to walk you through practical problems within a business, and then you solve them on that call on Saturday. Now, and these projects that you work on Saturdays would form your content for your portfolio. Now, on Sundays, you then get preparatory videos ahead of the next Saturday coming. So it means you have Sundays and the entire week to cover these videos so that when you come to class the next Saturday, you are able to participate under the strict guidance of your instructor. All right. So that is how we've been able to help quite a number of people get jobs so far. Okay, now we call these preparatory videos the DID videos, which you get engaged with during the week ahead of your live class on Saturdays. Okay, so during the week, you then cover the things that are outside the technical training. Okay, Tuesday evenings, you have what we call technical support sessions. And this session is specifically for if you have any gray area or any issue whatsoever. So if you have any issues, you come to that session and your facilitator who taught to you on Saturday will also be there to solve any issues that you have. And then on Thursday evening, same time, 9 to 10 p.m., you have your mentorship session where you get to discuss things like salary negotiation, how to deal with imposter syndrome, how to introduce yourself in an interview, how to answer tricky questions in an interview. This is where you get to discuss those topics. And all your sessions, as they happen, it will be recorded, just the way we are here now. We are recording it as it's happening so that we can give it to you, okay? And you have a lifetime access to it pretty much forever. All right. So this is how the schedule of the program is. Okay. And I also included the brochure here. So the program, okay, Joseph, like I said, it is data analytics, data science, business analysis, not just for business analysts, please. All right. So probably you joined a little bit late, so you missed on a very valuable aspect of the program. And like I said, I'll answer questions at the end of this session, please. I'll answer questions pretty much soon. These are some of our students. You can see their portfolios as well. So when you get these slides, after, ensure to fill out the attendance form, guys. So if you fill out the attendance form, you'll get this slide. I want you to see each of their portfolios. All right. So I have more testimonials. Okay. I have more testimonials. All right, and you can also click on this particular button when you get my slide to look at more testimonials. But do you want me to go into more testimonials or talk about how you can join our next class starting on the 5th of June? Let's talk about our next class starting on the 5th of June and how you can join and get yourself started ASAP. Let's go into how you can join the next class. Okay. Now, for you to get yourself into the next class, okay, and just before we get into that, I have a special package for the first 10 people in tonight's session that will decide that they're going to join the next class. The first 10 people to show proof that they've registered, okay, tonight we'll be having a specialized session, okay, in these, okay, with me. All right, so 5th of July, rather, not 5th of June, please, 5th of July, okay, our next class on the 5th of July. All right, I beg your pardon. June, I don't know why June entered my mouth. All right, but 5th of July, okay, I beg your pardon. Now, you want to join our class on the 5th of July, starting on the 5th of July, guys. All you need to do, okay, is to know that if you are one of the first 10 people to secure your spots tonight, you get a seat for my exclusive employability session on Monday, 23rd of May, where I'll build a website portfolio from scratch without writing a code, and I'll teach you how to do it too. All right. So, okay. So I'll teach you how to do that if you're one of the first 10 people. So how do you become one of the first 10 people? Now, for you to get started in either of our program, data science or data analytics or business analysis, the price of the program is 250,000 naira. You can pay in full, you can split it into two, or you can even leverage our 3 installment package. Okay, and I am speaking to people who really want to do this. All right, not people who are scouting for a training program. You really want to do this, I am speaking to you. 3 installment package. Okay, you can say I have 4 installments on top. Don't worry, you would understand what I mean by that. 3 installments, 85,000 for you to get into the program for the July cohort. And the moment you pay that 85,000, you get slated for my free employability session happening on Monday. It's going to be exclusive just for people who secure their spots tonight. Okay. 85,000 1 month into the program, and then 85,000 in the second month of the program. Okay, somebody saying, "Oh, I knew it. It's too. I thought as much too. It's too much." So I don't know if you think you're not worthy of investing in yourself at this point. What the economy is saying, then getting into tech is not for you. Okay, you have cheaper options out there. In fact, you can learn it for free. Okay, but guess what? You won't get the results that you want. Nobody's gonna give you, a lifetime service that you need to actually get into the tech space. Okay, so at your own risk, you can do that. Okay, Daniel, Joshua, Dorcas, you can do that at your own risk. All right, so here I'm speaking with people that actually want to get the type of results we've got in several other Africans. All right, and those are the people I'm speaking to. Now, with 85,000 naira, guys, you can get yourself a slot for the July cohort starting on the 5th of July, and by so doing, you get a slot with myself for my exclusive session on Monday evening. Now, some of you may also say, okay, that, oh, what if I don't have up to 85,000 right now tonight? Okay, what if I don't have up to 85,000 right now tonight? Listen very carefully, guys. All you need to do is to get yourself access to 30,000 naira right now. 30,000 naira right now would secure a slot for you, and all you need to do is, before you then get yourself started on the 5th of July, you just top up to make it 85,000 naira, and by so doing, you still gain advantage of getting into the class on the 5th of July. So what you're actually looking for now, in essence, is 30,000 naira. So is that going to be, are you going to still give an excuse for not getting into tech? So send us a DM on this phone number, 0701 564 7028, after making your deposit with a proof of payment via WhatsApp, and the next line of action will be told to you. The first 10 people to do that get an exclusive access to my employability session on Monday, 8 p.m. All right, now questions. Okay, questions. You can type your questions in the chat box or raise your hand. I would allow you to speak and answer a question. So Onisho is asking in the chat box, aside July, would there be another cohort for the last quarter of the year? Luckily, we start our program every month. So you have an August cohort, you have September cohort, but guess what? This particular package is just for the July cohort. You may come in August and our prices will change. In fact, if you go to our website right now, the prices you'd see there is 350,000 naira. That's what I'm looking to updating our price to by next month. So you are risking an extra 100K by delaying your decision. Who asked that question? I think that was Oni. So Peter Okon is asking, why do recruiters ask a data analyst for Python knowledge when it is not in the learning curriculum? Fantastic question. Okay, so there is what we call wish lists. Recruiters post what we call wish lists on their job posting. You as a tech talent, what you are looking at is getting at least 70% of what is advertised, of the requirements that the recruiters have advertised, and that's what you need. Now you may say, okay, what if I have 100%? If you see a job posting and you have 100% requirement, you are either going to be underpaid for that job, you're either overqualified for that job, or the recruiters would even see that you are not going to last long with them, because as a tech talent, you should always be striving to learn something new. So for those reasons, you see that you are qualified for a role, yet you are not hired. The recruiter will send you a mail telling you, you know what, you came out on top, okay, in our recruitment process, but we've decided to move on with a more suitable candidate. And you just ask yourself, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, but you applied to the wrong job in the first place, and they wanted to try their luck and hear from you anyway, so they invited you for an interview. So I hope I answered the question. Okay, now let me see. I have some hands up. I want people to actually be able to speak to me. Divine Akpabio. You may unmute your mic now and speak. Please only unmute if I call your name, please. Divine, go ahead and unmute your mic and ask your question. I can see that your hand is up. Okay, your hand came down. I'm not sure if that was a mistake. So if you want to ask a question, you can either raise your hand like this. You can use this raise hand icon, okay? Or you can type it in the chat box. All right, let me go back to the chat and answer more questions. All right, you need a laptop, okay? A laptop is required, all right? If you don't have a laptop right now, what you need to do is to gain access to one to be able to benefit. Okay, can I make a down part payment and join in September? July, August, September. I think that is possible. Okay, only yes, that is possible. Okay, September is the last month you can possibly decide to start after securing a spot tonight. So you can actually do that. So once you do it, send us a DM send us a DM via this line 0701 564 7028 so that you can get all the information that you need. Derek is asking, I asked if I can get a physical session. Derek, are you planning to work in an office or to work remotely? What's your plan really, Derek? I want to know. What are you looking for? Do you want to work in an office or you want to work remotely? Because if remote job is what you are looking for, then you should be, I mean, you joined this session, you got value from it. I mean, let me show you something real quick, okay, so that you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so when you get into the program, you get onboarded into a platform called Google Classroom. Now, Google Classroom is where we keep all your training materials and give you a lifetime access to it. So let me just pick one of the classes at random so that you can see. This is the data analytics class. And when you come here, you just click on classwork and that opens you up to all the materials. All the materials that you've used, in the session. So you have important materials, portfolio video creation, LinkedIn optimization resource, job application resource, including a sample CV. You heard when Esther was talking about a CV sample that must have pulled her into the recruitment process for interview. This is the CV format she was talking about. Okay, but let me take you somewhere to their first Excel class. So this is Excel Live Class 1. They had a class material. They had the login detail to join the class. See, this was last week, June 14th. And then the class was recorded and the recording was provided after the class. So it means that if you are a student of this class, you can actually come back here, click on this. And please, if I don't call your name, do not unmute. Thank you. Please, so please do not unmute your mic if I don't call your name, please. So all your classes will be recorded as they are happening, and you can go back to them for reference. So most people also leverage this. If for any reason they miss class, they come back here, click on it, and rewatch the class, and you are able to ask your facilitator questions because you have access to them via your WhatsApp groups. Okay, so let me show you what the material looks like. The material is always tailored around a real world case study. All right, a real world case study. So of course you'll be introduced and all that good stuff, and then you go into the main thing for that class, which is an actual case study. Case study. You've been hired as a junior analyst as at a consumer electronic company. Your team tracks product sales across different regions, and you needs help analyzing performance. Your task is to build an Excel report using cell referencing. So you go into some of the details and you actually solve that problem under the guidance of your instructor right there and then in class. Okay, right there and then in class. So it's not a case of you come into class and we teach you theory, no, you are going to get your hands dirty and solve real world projects that would form your portfolio content. Okay, so if you've already registered, congratulations. Send us a DM on our phone number 0701 564 7028. Send us a DM so we tell you what next. Okay, what of iPad where there is no laptop? Praise, you're going to be needing a laptop on the job. What we teach you is what you're going to be doing on the job. So because you need a laptop for the job, you also need a laptop to learn. Get yourself a laptop, praise, and join us. Okay, secure your spot, get a laptop, and then join us. You have all the reasons for you to join. Okay, praise. What are the specifics of the laptop suitable? Pretty much most laptops are suitable, but if you are looking to get a new laptop, get something around 8 gig RAM, Core i3, that will be good. And these laptops are available even as both as new and as UK use, depending on your preference. Okay, and you'd have a very seamless experience in the training program. Okay, whether SSD or HDD really doesn't matter. Okay, really doesn't matter. So get yourself a laptop and you're good to go. 3 installments, 85k now, 85k 1 month into the program, 85k the second month into the program. If you don't have 85k right now, you can make a payment of 30,000 minimum and then top up with 55,000 before the class starts to make it 85, and then you can start the class. You have every reason to get yourself into tech now. So what excuse are you gonna give? Uzo Amaka, you have your hand up. Do you want to unmute and ask your question, please? Let me allow you to unmute. Yeah, you can unmute now and ask your question, Uzo Amaka. If you're speaking, Uzo Amaka, I can't hear you. You may need to tap on your microphone, and that would allow me to hear you. Because I can see your hand up, that's why I called your name. Okay, Anatoly Odomonga. I hope I did not murder your name, Anatoly.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Anatoly. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was trying to follow you, but there was a time that I was missing, but today, by God's grace, I was got the opportunity to join the meeting. So as I'm joining now, I heard that you say anyone that want to register, it should top up. You mentioned some amount of money that he can start with it. So I said, okay, let me get more clarification because I didn't get it well.
Okay, fantastic. Let me go over the financial aspect again. So the cost of the program, or let me not say cost, let me say price. All right, because cost is more expensive. Now, the price of the program is 250,000, and you can split it into three. 85,000 naira now to start the program, 85,000 naira 1 month into the program, making 170k, and then 80,000 naira the second month of the program. Now, some people will tell me that, oh, what if I don't have up to 85 now? Okay, can I pay parts and then complete it before the program starts? Fantastic, you can do that. With a minimum of 30,000 naira, you can secure yourself a seat right now tonight. And then before the class starts in July, you then top up with the remaining part of that first installment to complete 85,000. All right. Now, securing that seat also comes with the free session that I promised on Monday evening, which is where I'll show you how to create a portfolio, a website portfolio from scratch. You won't write any code and you'll be able to create a portfolio. Okay. So I don't know if it is clear now. Is it clear now, Anatoly?
Okay, sir. It's very clear. So it means that, but the only part I didn't get well is the course. How long the program is going to take?
Okay. All right. So that explains the network issue that you were having as at the time. So it's a 3 month program. Afterwards, you have a 1 month internship. Okay. So 4 months in total, including the internship. Now the program is gonna be majorly on weekends. On Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for 3 hours, you work on real-world case studies alongside your instructor. Okay, your instructor will lead you in that process. And then on Sundays, you get pre-recorded self-paced videos that prepare you ahead of the next class so that you are not just idle and you are also learning something even if you are not in class. All right. And then during the week, in the evenings, Tuesday and Thursdays, 9 to 10 p.m., you have some sessions. On Tuesday, you have support session so that if you have any issue, okay, you can complain in that session, and your instructor who taught you on Saturday will also be there to help you circumvent any issue that you have. And then on Thursday evening, same time, 9 to 10 p.m., you have mentorship sessions where you get to discuss some real talk, like how to introduce yourself in an interview, how to answer some tricky questions in an interview, how to overcome imposter syndrome, how to come up with posts on LinkedIn, several topics, groundbreaking topics that you will not get in the technical training. Um, then you get them in that session. So that's the schedule of the session. So I hope I answered your question now.
Very well, sir.
All
My
right.
last question is about we want to transit from what we learned because we were not into tech.
Yeah.
Even though we learned some little, we have little knowledge of what is the Microsoft Word, but no new tech.
Yeah.
And we are transiting now. We want to move from where we are to the other side.
Yeah.
Is there a room for us also to join the program?
Absolutely. In fact, people like you are the people who we are helping. If you were here when Esther was speaking, Esther had no prior knowledge. Lebura Olawale had no prior knowledge. What's her name? Helene Okai had no prior knowledge. And Naomi had no prior knowledge. These are people who've helped get jobs. Oluwaseun Ojo had no prior knowledge. These are people that simply wanted to get into tech and they chose Navient Analytics, and we made that dream a reality for them. So if you don't have any experience prior, that's fine. I mean, it's you we want to work with. And that's one of the problems we identified with Africans that look, how do we help Africans in that state to get into the tech space? Because we know that most people, don't have any prior knowledge. So, because if you have prior knowledge, I mean, you won't be on this call, right? You won't be on this call. So that's pretty much what it is. So you have nothing to fear. The only prior knowledge you need is be able to browse on a computer. And actually, can you browse the internet on a computer?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. That's the level of prior knowledge you need. If you can do that, you're good to go with the program. Okay, I hope I answered the question.
Thank you very much, sir. So
Okay.
can you drop on the platform on your phone on the forum all that is required for those that want to secure a seat?
Okay, fantastic. It's already on the chat on this call. I don't know if you have access to the chat on this particular call. Can you see the chat box on this call?
I will check it now.
Okay. So all the details you need is there. I'll paste it again so that you can find it easy. Okay, so that you can find it easy. It is a
I don't have the chat.
Yes, so they'll paste it in the community as well, so that you can see the WhatsApp community. So you can also get across to it, or somebody will get across to you with it. Okay. But all you can do is you can pick this phone number. This is our phone number 0701 564 7028. If you send a hi to that phone number, they'll send you all the things that's required. I think that's the easiest way out. Okay, Anatoly. So whichever one you want. Is that fine?
Sorry, sir. May you repeat the number again?
Okay. 0701.
Sorry, I couldn't get you. 0701.
Yes. 564.
Yes, sir.
7028.
7028.
Yes.
May I repeat? Let me try to repeat. Other is exactly
Yes.
what you 0701.
Yes.
564.
Correct.
7028.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
You are
I
on
will
track.
make it right away.
Okay. Fantastic. I'll be looking forward to seeing you in my session on Monday. All right. Brilliant. So let's go to the next person. So I think that who's the next person now? Okay, Uzamaka, your hand is still up. Can you unmute now?
Hello, good evening.
Okay, fantastic. Good evening, Uzamaka. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine. Thank you for the class today.
It's a pleasure.
I wanted to find out this data analysis of a thing.
Yeah.
What of people that don't know maths? Like they are not good at math at all. Is there
Okay.
space for them? Abi should shift to one side?
Okay,
Well,
fantastic.
that is my major problem there.
Okay, brilliant. Very good question. Uzamaka, quick question. Can you count money?
I can count money.
Count
Yes,
money,
I
but you
can.
say you don't know maths. All right, I'm just pulling your legs, okay? I'm just pulling your legs. Now, the thing is this. Don't think about it as mathematics. Yes, it is true that to become a data analyst, you need to understand what numbers are, but you are not doing mathematics. Mathematics is not a prerequisite to becoming a data analyst. What you should be bothered about is, are you able to understand a business problem? If a business faces you with a problem, oh, customers are leaving. We want to know why. This is the data. At that point, math is useless. It is understanding the problem and also having the data analytics skill to be able to dig deep into that data to see what the problem is. It is not maths at all. Okay, so if maths is what you are scared of, you are scared of the wrong thing. What you should be scared of is, if a business presents me with an issue, am I able to understand it? If your answer is yes, then you are fine. The tools and technologies that you use will do the maths for you. All you need is the business understanding. For example, let me give you a practical example. So you work in, let's say you work in Apple, the makers of iPhone. Okay. Now, Apple says that um, one iPhone costs $1,000. Okay, our latest iPhone costs $1,000. Um, and in the past 3 months, we've sold 784 units of iPhone. Okay, how much have I made? I sold 784. One costs $1,000. How much have I made? Now you start thinking of your mathematics. But guess what? You would not be the one using your head to calculate. You just put the numbers where they need to be and you get your result. Simple. You don't need to know maths or formulas or the likes. Okay? For data science, and just people who are interested in data science, for data science, while you still don't need to know maths, because what you're actually doing, guys, are practical. Data science is a little bit more inclined to mathematics, but again, mathematics is still not a prerequisite for data science, because what you are doing is practical. If you don't understand the business problem, you don't understand what you're required to do, you don't know how to use the tools, then that's going to be the problem, not because you don't know maths. Okay, Uzama, can I answer a question?
Yes, then I have 2 more questions.
Go
If I
ahead.
can.
Go for it.
All right. Then, in case of, okay, you have answered the first question. Now,
Yeah.
these 3 months, okay, this 4 months training, is it
Yes.
going to prepare us for the actual world problems that we are going to solve after the whole learning? And your 1 month internship,
Yeah.
are we solving world problem? Like, are we solving real life problems? Or it will still be I don't know how to put it. It will still be from your teaching, or are we going to solve actual problems? Are we going to work actual work in the 1 month internship? That's my last
Fantastic
question.
question.
I don't know if you understand it.
I understand your question. So, our program prepared, let me start. Our program prepared Esther and Mary for real jobs. They are currently working. Our program prepared Kafilat for the real world. She's currently CBAP certified. Our program prepared Naomi for the real world. She's currently heading a department where she works. Our program prepared Grace Udwak for the real job. She's currently working remotely from home. Our program prepared Lebura Lawale. She's currently working as a data analyst, working from home. Our program prepared Helene Okai. She's currently working also in tech. Our program prepared Oluwaseun Ojo, and there are many more. Okay, so I do not think that if you do the same thing these people did, that your results will be different. I don't think so. All right. So, and there are so many other students who, their lives have been changed simply because they did what these other people did as well. Now, that covers the first question. Now, as for the second question, okay, or just before I go to the second question, let me say something about that first question. It is not surprising to me that you asked that question, because a lot of beginners think that, isn't 3 months too short? Are you saying in 3 months I can learn something that will make me this much money? I mean, how long do you want to learn for? Do you want to learn for 4 years? Is that your plan? Or for 1 year? Or for 2 years? No, that's waste of time. Tech is practical oriented. If you focus on the practicals, okay, and solve real world problems, you won't need 18 months. You will not need 2 years to be able to get into tech. Okay, so that's why the program is 3 months. As for the 1 month internship, you get to work on projects yourself. Nobody's going to train you. So during the class, you work on real world projects, but you work under the guidance of your instructor, who is an expert in that field. During the internship, you have a line manager who you'll be reporting to, and nobody's going to guide you on what to do. You really want to face the problem squarely yourself. Of course, you can discuss with your team members, but there is not going to be any expert guiding you. You're going to test your own abilities during the 1 month internship. All right. So that's how it works. I hope you have your questions answered now.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. I'm glad that I answered the question. Uzamaka, have you already sent a DM to our phone number on the screen, or you wanted those questions answered before you go on to send us again?
Not yet. I'm working on it.
Okay, when you say you're working on it, I mean, are you jogging or are you running? What exactly are you doing at the moment on it?
I'm making contacts for the money because I don't have anyone at all right now.
Okay, that contact you are making, Uzamaka, are you saying before the night runs out, you're going to be able to secure a spot?
I don't know yet. It's after I call them, then I'll know if I will be able to secure the spot or not.
Okay, fantastic. That's perfectly understood. For Uzamaka, you know how you get what you want, right? If you really want something, you know there's a specific way you know how to get it, right? I believe.
Yes.
Fantastic. So Uzamaka, I want to see you in my session on Monday. Okay, so that
Uh,
means you are securing your spots tonight. Is that a
I'll
deal?
try my best.
I don't want you to try your best. I want you to do your best. Okay, do your
All
best.
right, I will do my best.
Fantastic. Secure it tonight. Let's meet on Monday. Okay.
All
So
right.
fantastic. Have a wonderful night. So let me take one question from the chat, and then I'll take before I take Anayo's question. Cole says, well done. Is there a possibility of you adjusting the payment plan to start before July 31st instead of now? Some people could be willing, but so Cole Omolola, are you speaking for yourself or for others on the call? I need to be clear on that. Are you speaking for yourself or for everybody? Okay, because I'm shocked that you know that some people could be willing, because people who are willing have already secured their spots. As of right now, I think I already have 5 people who have secured their spots. We have 5 more slots left for the exclusive session on Monday. So I'm shocked where you're getting your information from, Cole. So please let me know. Are you talking about yourself, or you are generalizing? Let me know and then I'll answer your question. So let's see. Um, I don't have a laptop at the moment. This is Amaka. I don't have a laptop at the moment. We'll reach out to you via the number provided once I acquire one. Thank you so much. So Amaka, what you need to do is to secure a spot now. Find yourself a laptop and then you start the program. Okay, like I said, somebody asked a question, I think early in the session, when I started earlier rather, about, oh, can I secure a spot now and start later? Yes, you can. You can secure a spot now and decide to start in in August or even in September. Okay, so you have every reason to secure a spot now, Maka, and then sort out yourself, getting the laptop, and then get yourself started. If this is what you really want to do, though, this is something you're still thinking about, then uh, it may be difficult for you to make that decision. All right. So Bako says the thing is I don't have a laptop. How can it be possible for me? Please get a laptop. Okay, get a laptop. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say, oh, you can learn this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. No matter how you push me, I will not lie to you and tell you you can learn this without a laptop. Some people do that. We don't do that here. All right. So get yourself a laptop, secure your spot now, get yourself a laptop, and then come and start later. All right, so let's go to the hands now. Anna, you have your hand up. Please unmute your mic and speak.
All right, good evening, class. All, how are you doing? Thank you for this opportunity. I'm actually on the road. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so data analysis is something I've been bringing to do all this while. I love it, and I've done my research on it, and
Fantastic.
I know there are levels to this thing. As far way back 2023. Okay. So I know that there are levels to this in terms of the beginner level, the intermediate level, and the advanced level. Question I want to ask is, will your 1 month class cover these 3 levels? Because they are great to it. The beginners will start with your Excel and probably Power BI. Then you cannot translate to, because these are all programs. You need programs to, work on data analytics. Then you now go to the R, Python, SQL, and the rest as you design your own program. And then secondly, to buttress what Uzamaka asked about mathematics, there is a part of data analytics. I think after the Excel and Power BI, the next level should be statistics. There's a part of statistics you must know, you must learn before you transit to the next level. That is actually maths, or am I mistaken? Or that statistical level is not needed? So these are just the questions I just want to ask.
Okay, fantastic
Thank you.
one. And a very good question. So let me ask again: are you already a data analyst?
Well, partially, because I've been doing self-training, self-development. That's what I've been doing so far. Okay, and that is not really sufficient enough. So I need to intensify it,
Okay, good.
and the rest. Yeah. Thank you.
Fantastic. First off, it's not a 1 month program, it's a 3 month program. Okay, so probably you missed it somewhere. So it's not a 1 month program, it's a 3 month program. And yes, because we focus on real world projects, it suffices you, okay, to get yourself started. You don't need to learn for 18 months and wear out and burn out and give up along the line. So it's a lot easier to stay consistent. If you agree with me, though, it's a lot easier to stay consistent for 3 months than 18 months. Okay, so that's the first question. Now, for the second question, you feel what you need to go into is statistics. If what you're talking about is data analytics, and that's the reason why I took time to explain. I don't know whether you joined from the beginning. Confirm if you joined from the start or you joined somewhere along the line during the session.
I think like probably 20 minutes after you started the class, I joined.
Okay, all right. So means you were likely around when I was talking about the different career paths: data analytics, data science, business analysis. Now, if you are talking about data analytics, you don't need statistics. If you're talking of data science, then yes, you need statistics. And even that statistics, you need practical statistics, not theoretical statistics like in the university. So that's the situation. So for data analysts, you don't need statistics. For data science, you need statistics and you need practical statistics. Let me give you an example. We did media mode back then in school. As a data scientist, you need to understand what media mode is, and not just understand it, but know how to use it to make business decisions. For example, how many of us are currently on the call? We're about 64 on the call. Now, if I get the mean, median, and mode of our ages on the call, let's assume that I know our ages, okay? And let's assume I also get the mean. The mean is the average, right? So I get the average, and then the average is 30 years old. And then I get the median, which is the middle age, after arranging our ages in ascending or descending order. And then I get maybe 31. And then the mode is the most frequent age. Let's assume that is also 30. What does this mean in a business context? That is your job as a data scientist, not calculating. You are not a calculator, you are not a mathematician, you are a problem solver. I tell people, you are not even a coder. Even if you write codes as a data scientist, you are not a coder. You are employed to solve business problems. And what to solve the problem is your ability to interpret the numbers, interpret the results, and not to calculate. So if the mean age of all of us here is 30 years old, if the median age is 31 and the mode is 30, what does that mean? That is what you need to be bothered about. And that's your job, actually, as a data scientist. So I hope I answered that particular question. Then in terms of, beginner, intermediate, expert level, once you finish the program, you fall in between, somewhere in between the intermediate and expert level, and that's good enough for you to start, and then you rack up your experience from there. If you're waiting to know everything before you get into tech, you're going to take a very long time, and that would never ever even happen. Okay, get yourself started. That's why the person that said they want to take all 3 programs, I told them I won't even allow that. Take one, get a job as one, gain experience, then you can start to talk about the second one. Okay, you're not learning tech for the fun of it. You're learning tech to make ends meet. Except if I am wrong though about you. So I hope I answered the question, Anaya.
Thank you very much. But I wanted you to let me know if the levels I asked for, they will touch all those levels in 3 months.
Okay, like I said, by the time you are done, I answered the question already. By the time you are done, okay, I think what you need now is fill the attendance form, okay, or what you need now is send us a DM, okay. When you send us a DM, we'll also send you the curriculum. It's here in the program slide that I have. Okay, you have the curriculum, and I put it somewhere. Let's see. Right here. Exactly. So the full brochure for the course is here for all 3 programs. Okay, and that would show you, all the things that you need to know. Of course, it's not the way you said it, beginner, intermediate, expert level. You throw that away. You learn practical business problems, and that is how you move from being a beginner to being an expert. Okay, those participants are already working, already racking up their experience, and becoming experts and forces in their own right. The program takes you from beginner level to intermediate / expert level. Okay, cover everything that you need right from the beginner level. What is data? That's what you start with. Okay, what is data? And then you're going to end with building stuff, solving actual business problem, interpreting problem. You're going to go through business intelligence, which involves automating reports. Okay, so these are the things that you would cover. I don't know if that answers your question now.
All right, noted. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll do what you've advised.
Okay, fantastic. So was that the question you wanted answered before you go ahead to secure your spot, or what's the situation?
Just the gray areas I needed to have enlightenment on. Okay, so it's fine now. So
Okay.
I'll look into the next details.
Okay,
Thank you.
fantastic. So are you saying you are securing your spots tonight, and you'll be part of my session, an exclusive session on Monday, or you're still thinking about it?
Let me brood through it, okay? Let me brood through it. But it's something I want to do. So let me brood through it. I'll always give you a response on that.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. So so what's going to happen is this, so that you don't delay yourself, okay? Send us a DM 0701 564 7028. Specifically ask for the brochure. You'll get it immediately. And then once you go through it, you can then move to the next step in line. Okay, is that fine?
It's fine, sir. Thank you. It's fine.
Fantastic. All right. So, do we have any other questions? Okay. Somebody's saying, from the last person that spoke, I know that I'm not just speaking for myself. Yes, there are people that will definitely pay now if they have it now. Yes, I will. I'm not generalizing, but only asking a question if it's possible. Okay. So you're saying, I don't know, adjusting the pay. So the pay is already adjusted. Okay, except if you are planning to pay 350,000, if that's what you're talking about, cool, then fantastic. All right. What you're seeing here is 250,000 broken down into 3 installments. First installment is 85K, and I'm saying that if you don't have 85K now, you can pay 30K. All right, except if what you're talking about is 250,000 is too much to invest in myself to become a global tech talent. Then yeah, for some people that's the case. But I doubt if that's your case, Molola. So I think rather than talking about payment adjustment or payment plan adjustment, if I understand your question correctly, what you should be talking about now is how do I benefit from what's on ground? Okay. But if you are talking about, I don't know, if I've not answered the question, in the way you want it answered, you can send us a DM for more clarity. All right, Molola. But I think what you should be talking about now, Molola, if you're still on the call, is how do I get 30K to even first secure my spot? That should be it. Because you're not just securing your spot, you're also gonna get access to my exclusive session Monday evening, just because you made that decision to secure sports tonight. So I think that's the discussion you should be having, not the other way around. Okay, you're not saying 250K is much. Let's secure a sport, Omolola. Okay, let's not tell stories. Okay, but I'll be expecting your DM anyways. So, how do I mark the attendance? One of my team members will post this in the chat now. Okay, so you can click on the link and fill out the attendance. But I can see your hand up also. So do you want to speak? Or was that a question you wanted to ask? Okay, so your hand went down, so I think that I have answered your question. So Elise, can you please post the attendance form again? Okay, fantastic. So it has been posted again. Click on that link, fill out the attendance form, and let's have you in class. All right, so is there any other question anybody else wants to ask? If you don't have questions, I have a question. If you haven't secured your spot, why haven't you secured your spot? Type it in the chat. Why haven't you secured your spot now? I mean, you're still here, you can still hear me. You've not secured your spot. I mean, is there a reason why you haven't? If you don't mind sharing, I would love to hear what that is. Type it in the chat and let's get to hear it. Okay. So my job doesn't pay me up to that amount. Okay, so Antonio, you want to buy a phone. Okay, there is this dream phone you want to buy, maybe an iPhone. You want to get an iPhone, okay, for yourself. Um, is there not something like you save up? Okay, you save up and then you're able to buy these things. I mean, most people, that's what they do. Okay, for most people, you save up, you get the money, and then you purchase it, even if it's more than what you're being paid. Okay, except if I don't understand your statement well. But what you need to do right now is this. Let me give you an advice, Antonio. If you are sure that you can save up, maybe you don't have savings right now. You are sure, this is me being practical, Antonio. You don't have savings right now. I mean, what you should do is to find a way to get the money right now and then sort out that later. Okay, so that you can save yourself from a potential price increase. All right, save yourself a potential price increase. Okay, I was discussing with somebody earlier today still about the program, and the person told me, you know what, I don't even mind if you increase the program. Okay, I don't mind that extra 100K. I'll pay the 350. And I told the person that, look, if I were you, okay, since I can afford to throw away 100K. I'm using that word throw away for lack of a better word. Why not secure this particular price point, 250,000, and then place a 1 month worth of shawarma order from my favorite restaurant. So I just use the 100K, give them, supply me shawarma for the next 1 month. How cool would that be? Okay, so I mean, it's still 350K, at the end of the day, but you got 1 month free shawarma. That's just my advice. So I think for you, Antonio, what you should do is find a way to get the money now. Okay, then the savings you're going to be making will be to sort that out. Okay, so you save yourself from a price increase. That's what you need to do now. All right, so I hope that advice works for you. Peter Daniel says, that's what some of us wants to do. I will save up for it. I don't want to beg or borrow. So the choice is yours. Okay. You wanna pay 350,000. I mean, that's fine. That's fine with me. I don't have any objections, Peter. Glory says, please can the WhatsApp channel link be shared here? So Eunice, please can you share that or simply share your contact? So Glory, what I think you should do is just to send us in DM so you can get everything that you need easily. 0701 564 7028. All right, and you get what you okay. Ulisse, if I pronounce your name correctly, your hand came up. You want to speak with me before we call it a night tonight?
Hello, good evening. Am I on?
Yes, Ulisse, I can hear you now.
All right, thank you. My question is just one. Now, I know for programs like this,
Yeah.
After learning, you would need to be practicing, you need to be practicing what you've learned to keep it fresh in your mind. Now, if by adventure we've finished the program in the period of 4 months and probably no job to engage you or help you put this knowledge into practice, is there anything you have in place to keep us busy on it, just so we don't get to forget most of these things that we're going to learn?
Okay, fantastic question, Ulisse. Now, most people do not join us with a mindset of not getting a job from 4 months. So you'll be one of the first persons that would ask these kind of questions to me, even if it's not coming as a surprise, right? Now, one of the things that you need to focus on first when joining our program, and I tell everybody this, is that we are going to give you some set of instructions to follow. Ensure to follow it hook, line, and sinker. You are most likely going to get a result. Now, to directly answer your question, what if something happens? I'm not yet engaged with a job. What do I do? You have a lifetime access to all your materials, your videos, everything, all the classes you attended. You're going to have a lifetime, not a limited time offer, a lifetime access to these videos. So even for participants who have gotten jobs, they still go back to it to refresh their memory. Because guess what? Your head is not a computer. Okay. So we keep that access and ensure that it is lifetime so that you can always go back to refresh your memory. So it's not even, if I don't get a job. Even if you get a job, you still need to refresh your memory. So you have access to all your materials and even the experts you worked with, because what we are doing is we are building a global community of African talent and experts alike. So the experts you work with during the program, you still have access to them. You can still text them, if you have any questions. So that way, all right, you are not disconnected from your learning. Okay, does that answer your question, Olise? And just to add to it, before you answer me, sorry, just to add to it, we recently started our alumni mentorship. Okay, so even after the program has ended, you still get mentorship as an alumni. So we meet you regularly to check on you. Okay, what's the status now? And not just to ask you what the status is, but to also give you something of value. So you still continuously benefit from us, and that way you are not totally shut out of Nebiant analytics. Does that make sense? And I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Was that a question you wanted answered before you move on to securing a spot, or you already secured a spot?
No, not yet, but hopefully before July, I should secure the spot.
Okay, fantastic. That makes sense. Was there a reason you're not doing it now? Is there a specific reason for that?
Financial reason, but
Yeah.
I'll put myself together before this July batch begins.
Okay, so you still intend to join the July batch? Is that what you mean?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's what I want to do for you, Lisa, because of the level of interest that you've shown. So what I'm going to do for you tonight is just going to be for only you. And within my team, I am the one who has the power to do that. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I would secure a spot for you. Let me look at my calendar. I'll secure a spot for you temporarily between now and Wednesday, 25th. Okay? For you to your
this Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday that's coming, 25th.
Can't you push it any further? Let's say push it to the weekend.
How much? Are you saying 28?
Yeah, 28.
28.
Yeah.
28. Okay, so here's what I would do. I said 25th, you said 28. So for you, I'll be flexible. Okay. Please, I will not secure a spot for you. Secure a spot tonight. Okay. Secure a spot tonight. All right. So 20 on the 28th. Okay. I'll secure a spot for you temporarily to that time, and then you can come secure it permanently on that specific date. Else, it will be gone. But the only thing you miss out on, Olise, is that the session I'm having on Monday, you would likely not be part of it. That's the only thing that you miss out on. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I
but I would have wanted you to actually be on this team. Okay. But yeah, so that is that about that. So if there is no other question, I think that would be all for tonight. Peace. Send us a DM, okay? Send us a DM with your proof of payment. All right. So let us do that for you. So please send us a DM. Let us work with you. So there is a session I am taking on Monday. I'll show you how to create a website from scratch, a website portfolio from scratch. Okay. So without writing a code, no single code that you write. So in your own best interest, secure a spot, and we can work with you. Okay. That would be all for now. Would there be another question, guys? Okay, that will be all. If you are still here and you can still hear me, Omolola, I can see you. I can see you. If you can still hear me, fantastic one. I appreciate your time. I hope you got value for your time. I enjoyed myself. I hope you did too. And I'm hoping to see you on Monday so that I know that you've already secured your spot. Okay. I'll see you on Monday, 8 p.m. For our exclusive employability session. And we can start our journey from there. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful night's rest.